Well, if any of us Raptor fans had the idea of going into this game and winning it, you're probably kidding yourself. You know, the Cleveland Cavaliers going into play tonight, 16-1. Their only loss coming to the hands of the Boston Celtics at TD Garden, where they only lost by 3. And so the Raptors going into Cleveland, yeah, we've won a couple games in a row, but you're 4-12. You didn't expect good things to happen. And look, I gotta say, the Raptors did fight. They did claw. They played strong. But they're just not good enough. And as of right now, with minimal seconds to go, 8 seconds, boom, end of the game, 122-108 final. There were moments, right? Was it in the third quarter or early fourth, something like that, where they got it like a 3-point game and you're right there? But that was late in the third quarter because they started the fourth quarter with a massive run, built it up to like over 15, and it was pretty much curtains at that point. Raptors trailed for the majority of this basketball game. At one point, they trailed by 17, so again, that was late in the game. They just ran out of gas. It's pretty simple stuff, Raptor fans, right? You don't hit the 3, you're not going to win games. Now, yes, the Raptors did shoot 33% from 3, only -4 in the makes category, but for a lot of this game, you were down by quite a bit. And maybe they hit a flurry of them late when the game didn't really matter. It was just a tough night. You know, it was a tough night, Raptor fans. And look, you expected this, right? And people on the tank side of things, you must love it. 4-13 is the record now. You got to try and grab positives. It's not easy. Like, Jakob Poeltl just continues to fight. That's the one thing I come out of every single game saying, is that Jakob Poeltl will fight for this team every damn possession. 12 points, 18 rebounds. Meanwhile, he's going up against Jared Allen and Evan Mobley on the inside. Those are some mutant rebounders, both of which had double-doubles. And Jakob had 12, 18, and 2, shot 5 of 12, which again, for a guy like Jakob, where majority of his shots are coming literally right underneath the bucket, going 5 of 12 is not great. You didn't shoot well enough, right? You kind of expected that. But if you look at Cleveland's team stats, they're obviously one of the best in everything. Where's their defensive rating? Right. First in the NBA. No, excuse me. 9th in basketball. Interesting. But their offensive rating's number 1. So if the Raptors are trying to just lock in defensively, it's just, you're not a good enough team for this. Right? And like you look at a lot of the percentages, right? It's pretty simple. The team overall shot 40% from the field. They shot 50% from the field, just about 40% from 3. RJ, 6 of 18. It's not great. Jakob, 5 of 12, not great. Scotty Barnes, which, let's be honest, as much as 18, 7, and 7 isn't a terrible stat line, he got a lot of those late in the basketball game when it felt like it didn't mean a whole lot. He did miss 5 free throws, going 7 of 12, was 1 of 6 from 3. So it's not great. And Grady Dick, 6 of 17 from the field. Right? Your big guys, the guys you need to lean on offensively to get it done for you, didn't have it tonight. They didn't have it. They're going up against one of the best teams in basketball. I mean, obviously, on paper, the best team in basketball. So you expected a tough night. And you got that. I don't want to dwell on it too much. We could sit here and break down every single thing possible. But Raptor fans, we know what this team is. They're a plucky team. They will fight you. They will claw. They will hang around. But against these really great teams, they're not going to win many basketball games. And if I'm not mistaken, they haven't won a game on the road yet. Yeah, so the Raptors are 4-4 at home. But they're 0-9 on the road. So that kind of tells you a lot of what this Raptor team is all about, right? Home cooking, great. They're 4-4. And they've beaten some... who'd they beat? Hold on a minute. They beat the Minnesota Timberwolves at home. They beat the Indiana Pacers at home. They beat the Sacramento Kings at home. And the really shorthanded Sixers team. But who the hell cares? And on the road, you've lost to, well, everybody. So, again, you expected the loss tonight. You got it. We move on to the next one because who cares? Next up, though, and it's part of this road trip that they're on, they're in Detroit against the Pistons on the second night of a back-to-back. The Pistons are actually not completely pathetic this year. They're 7-11 on the season. However, they've lost now 3 straight games. They lost to the Magic, they lost to the Hornets, and they lost to the freaking Chicago Bulls. So, they haven't been great. The Raptors aren't great. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a garbage bowl there in Detroit tomorrow night. I don't want to talk about this game anymore. I'd rather not talk about this game. Actually, the one thing I will say, where's Jonathan Mogbo? because I feel like he had an awesome game. Yeah, 13 and 7 on 4 of 8 shooting, 4 of 4 from the line, 1 and 2 from 3. He was great. You know, Chris Boucher only played 14 minutes, 10 and 3, 3 of 7 from the field, 4 of 4 from the line, but 0 of 3 from distance. Jamal Shed knocked down a couple threes. You like what you saw there. But again, yeah, it is what it is, right? Your starting unit was a bunch of minuses all over the board, and that's it. All right, so we move on to tomorrow. Like I mentioned, the second night of a back-to-back in Detroit. What game is this now? Hold on. We are now 9 and it's 21 today, so it's 22 tomorrow. I don't know. The countdown's on to the end of the season, guys. That's basically where we're at. All right, so you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and not the game, because it was just, look, there were moments where he gave you a sliver of hope, but in the end, this was going to be the result, right? Losing by double digits on the road to a great Cavs team. Now, if you want to take a positive, you didn't lose by an absolute country mile like you did in game 1 of the season against this team, where you lost by 30 on opening night. So, take that for what it is. All right, so you know what, guys? That's going to do it for this one. You enjoyed the video, not the game. Hit that like button, do appreciate it. Hit the subscribe button if it's not done so already. Comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. What you like, what you not like from today's game for the Toronto Raptors. Twitter, Discord, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff is down below. So follow up there if you haven't done so already. And I will talk to you guys Leaf Session Wednesday as they are in Florida, again, in Sunrise, Florida, to be specific, against the Florida Panthers. 7:30 puck drop there on Wednesday. And as for the Toronto Raptors, like we said, they're back in action tomorrow night on the second night of a back-to-back against the Detroit Pistons. 7 o'clock tip-off there. Thank you so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and not the game today. Talk to you guys then.